This is my RFID crate. Let's learn about Topaz.
This is a story about my daughter's dance and my mother's hands. They are connected together through interactive storytelling. Several years back, we folded an RFID tagged origami crane and personalized it with memories from the past. So this will just play back the video that you just saw.
I'd like to emphasize to the kids of the generation, but not necessarily have anything to do with the can. We were evacuated mainly because we were of this heritage, Japanese heritage, all right? And not only that, this is a symbol for children, and I was a child. And so this has a very potent meaning in relationship to the internment process.
If Yoko Ono went to camp in 1943, she would have been 9 years old. She lived in Tokyo, San Francisco, and New York. You lived in Tokyo, San Francisco, Boston, and Salt Lake City. Why Utah?
They put us in a camp about an hour from San Francisco called Tamforan. And then that was considered temporary evacuation zone. And then they moved us to Utah, southern Utah, for permanent.
Yeah, and I was surprised when I looked into Yoko Ono's background. I found out that she actually lived in San Francisco when she was very young, but she then moved back to Tokyo. So kind of reversed. You were born in Tokyo and moved to San Francisco.
Right.
I found out that when you went into camp, it was the same time that Anne Frank went into hiding.
But she was 9, huh?
No, Yoko Ono was 9.
Oh.
You were 14, and Anne Frank was 12. And Anne Frank was in hiding approximately the same amount of time that you were in camp. The writings of Anne Frank shared a hidden voice that will never be forgotten. And diaries were discovered. These memories then became visible and shared globally.
Right.
And so the new part of our project is that we can record your memories, and this will be as digital footprints that we can share. And then we can link it back to photos, stone. We could write it into stone or put it on hats. Or I like the idea of origami cranes. I look back at the past and wonder, how could we have done this to children, to those young at heart? So it is kind of eerie when I tell my daughters that this really happened, and if they don't believe me, they should ask their grandma.
Method is strictly personal for your intimate family. I mean, more or less, unless there's another way of dispersing the information.
No, because it's a social network, then you can tie in many different personal experiences, and that's what becomes the quilt in the HIV/AIDS case, or in this one would be the 1,000 paper cranes. That all of them together also form a collective story.
Grandparent, parent to grandchildren.
Yeah.
Now, but how do you get this system to expand to include other people? That's the question.
Well, that's the difference between, let's say, in Japan, 20 years ago, and now is that we have the internet. And so you would never actually physically have to meet the person.
I know, but you're doing this with a crane?
Yeah, with a crane. These are our memories, our family treasures, our digital footprints in the Utah desert.